What's going on, guys? Technology for All here, and today, after all these years, I'm gonna finally do another vlog on upgrading my CPU cooler. So if you guys don't know, I actually got the Thermaltake Water 3.0 Ultimate, which I'm gonna be mounting here in the front. You can't really see because of bad camera angles. But yeah, I'm going to be mounting it in front instead of the top here. And if you guys are curious about how the Water 2.0 looks like, what it comes with and all that type of stuff, I have an unboxing video already uploaded, so go ahead and check that out if you want. But yeah, so hopefully once I install the Water 2.0 Ultimate, it gives me better temperatures. I'm kind of worried that it won't do as good as I think it will, because the fact is the Water 2.0 Extreme has a thicker radiator than the Water 3.0 Ultimate. Now granted, the Water 3.0 Ultimate is a triple rad setup. However, that may not mean anything if it's a thin radiator. So I'm hoping that it goes well, because if it doesn't, then well, I'm just gonna have to deal with it or sell it or something. But anyway, so I'm gonna be taking this out, taking the fans out, and taking off the pump, obviously, taking out these fans over here. Actually, let me give you a better look as to what I'm talking about. So here we have the two fans that the Corsair Air 540 comes with, and for the front, I'm just gonna take these off and basically put the radiator right here, and hopefully I can either screw it in, or I can just, I don't know, do a ghetto method, I guess, like tape or something. Because I've seen somebody else use the Thermaltake 3.0 Water 3.0 Ultimate. I've seen them use it and put it on the front here, so I know it fits in this case. I just gotta do it right. So that's basically what I'm gonna do. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and take this whole thing off, clean off my CPU, all that types of stuff, and yeah, should be fun. I'm not gonna make this a super long video, by the way, just because it's probably gonna be boring watching me clean off dust, thermal paste, and things like that. So I'll probably just cut right to when I'm about to install the Water 3.0 Ultimate. So see you guys in a bit. Alright, so I just cleaned off my CPU. As you can see, it's kind of stained from having that previous cooler on for such a long time with actually old thermal paste too. When I took off the cooler off the processor, obviously it was just, first off, it was hard, like, to take it off. Like, it was just really, like, they were like really tightly together, obviously because they were together for years. But also when I looked at the thermal paste on the processor and the cooler's water block, it was grimy and dirty, and just, it really needed to be replaced, which might answer why my CPU was kind of being hot from time to time, honestly. So there should most likely be a definite difference just from applying new thermal paste, but also with the new cooler itself. So it's kind of shiny now, so I guess it's kind of clean, but I think I'm still going to clean off a little bit more. I never know when it's the perfect time to say, hey, my CPU is perfectly 100% clean from the previous thermal paste. I never know when to do that. I've never had an issue, though, reapplying thermal paste or replacing the cooler, and there still being a little bit of, like, I guess, dirtiness or whatever. I've never had an issue, so it should be fine. So now I'm just going to figure out how to put the Water 3.0 Ultimate in the front and then connect it and all that type of stuff. So yeah. Alright, so after taking a break and eating some food, I finally got this installed. I have the fans in already, screwed in, the radiator screwed in. It's all ready to go. I'm kind of tired because I was not tired, I'm like out of breath because I just had a pain in the ass trying to, like, screw these in while putting my arm all the way in the back, holding the back plate, and all that type of stuff. But it went well, way better than I expected. I think even better than the Water 2.0 experience when I had to screw everything in. But yeah, it's all ready to go. I have the 3 fans there, the pump, and the... I'm so out of breath, I just don't even know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's all ready to go. And I kind of had a scary moment when I was putting thermal paste on the processor. There was just enough thermal paste before I ran out, and I thought I had a lot more. But apparently they do it like this, where if it looks like that, there's no more. Like, I literally was pushing really hard and there's nothing coming out. So yeah, when it looks like that, that means it's done. It doesn't go all the way down. So I learned that, and that was kind of scary, because I was worried that I wasn't going to have enough thermal paste and I was going to have to use some OCC freeze, which is a good thermal paste, but the icy diamond is better. But yeah, just had enough. Just enough for like a pea size, if not a little bit bigger than a pea size. So that was perfect. So I gotta get more of that. But anyway, this is ready to go. I'm gonna plug in and all that type of stuff, and hopefully everything is still working fine. Oh, and I also gotta add fans on top of here too. So that's gonna be easy. I'm probably gonna have this as like a maybe like a exhaust, because you know heat rises, so it's better to exhaust. But I don't know. There's not enough intake, because the only intake is the radiator, which is intaking, you know, hot air because of the radiator. So I don't know. I gotta figure something out. Alright, so I'm just finishing up here. I added a fan up there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to add another fan because I just realized the hoses, the pipes, whatever you want to call them, are actually blocking this slot, so I can't even add anything else to it. I can't add another fan, which is unfortunate, but it's whatever. So I have this as exhaust, this is exhaust. Now it's time to power it on and hope that everything works out. Alright, so now that everything is set up, I did some testing already to test out the temperatures. And so with the temperatures with the Thermaltake Water 2.0 Extreme, so my previous cooler, the CPU on idle was 37 Celsius and the package CPU temperature was 20 Celsius. And on load, it was actually 73 Celsius and 50 Celsius on the package side of the CPU temperature. So a few notes here. One, this was right after I turned off the computer and I didn't do anything else, so I didn't even touch the internet, I didn't touch any other programs, and so on and so forth. Like literally, as soon as I turned on the computer, I just immediately started the benchmark program, which was Intel Burn Test, is what I used to stress out the CPU and get it all hot and hot and going. And I used the standard setting. And the motherboard also has the fans on silent setting, because I could go on the BIOS and adjust the fans to like silent, standard, or turbo. They're on silent. That's the setting they're on right now. But anyway, so on to the temperatures with this cooler. So the temperatures with the Thermaltake Water 3.0 Ultimate, for the CPU on idle, it was 37 Celsius and then 19 Celsius on the package temperature. It's a 1 temperature difference for the package temperature for the CPU, but not for the other. On load, it was at 71 Celsius, so 2 degrees cooler. And then for the package temperature, it was 46 Celsius, which is 4 degrees cooler. So the good news is there is a change in temperature, which is good. At least there's something. Not to mention, again, I only got this water cooler for about 80 bucks instead of 120. If I spent 120, then I would have been a bit ticked off with these results. But for 80 bucks, it's not that bad. And another thing to note is ambient temperature. Ambient temperatures change throughout, minutes or hours of time, So right now, honestly, to me, it feels hotter in the room. So, that being said, maybe the water cooler isn't performing as well as it could have been, a couple hours ago when I had the Water 2.0 Extreme in here. If I just somehow snapped my fingers and changed, I would have immediately tested it so that to see if there's any differences like right there and then. But obviously this took a few hours to do because, I had to do all this installation stuff, cleaning stuff, and I also had an SSD, and, I had to go take a break to eat food, all those types of things. So, ambient temperature has a lot to do with how anything works, like your CPU cooler, your GPU cooler, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Later, guys.